Junie B., first grader. Cheater Pants. Written by Barbara Park. Chapter 7. Pallies. We worked on our poems for the whole entire morning almost. And Mr. Scary was right. Sharing ideas did help spark our imaginations. Plus, all of us got to add our own special words to our poem, and that is called good teamwork. After we got done, I printed our poem on a clean piece of paper. Lenny and Jose and Herb watched me real careful. I am an excellent printer, I told them. I can print with the best of them. Pretty soon, all of the other children in room 1 finished their poems too. And good news! Mr. Scary said there was time to read some of our poems to the class. Lucille didn't wait to get called on. She ran right to the front of the room, and she made squinty eyes at Camille and Chanel. I wanted to write my poem with 2 girls in my group, she said. But all they wanted to write about was twins. She looked at them some more. The whole world is not just about you two, you know, she grouched. After that, she fluffed her lacy dress, and she read her poem. Me, Richie Lucille. Shopping, buying, spending. Everyone's jealous of myself. Princess. After she was finished, Mr. Scary sat there for a second. Then he smiled and nodded. Good, Lucille. Yes, excellent, he said. That poem really says it all, doesn't it? Lucille nodded. Yes, she said, it does. Then she did another mean look at the twins, and she sat back down. After that, May didn't wait to be called on either. She ran to the front of the room just like Lucille, and she hollered out her poem real loud. Tin can, tin, can. I have perfect hearing. And Mr. Scary told me it was tin can. He did, he really did. Mr. Scary rubbed his chin. Yes, well, that certainly was an interesting poem idea, May. But it didn't really follow the rules of a sing cane, did it? He said. You mean tin can, said May. Mr. Scary did a sigh. Then he got up from his desk, and he walked May back to her seat. After that, there was time for one more poem. My group waved our hands all around in the air. We have a good one, hollered Jose. Yes, a really good one, yelled Lenny. Mr. Scary nodded at us, and so all of us jumped up, and we stood in our group, and we read our poem with all of our voices. Pallies, chummy, happy. Joking, gelling, sharing. 4 amigos all together. Friendship. Chapter 8. A plus us. A plus. We got an A plus on our poem. And Mr. Scary came right back to our desks. And he took his red pencil. And he wrote an A plus right on top of our paper. What a wonderful poem you guys wrote, he said. I loved that. We jumped and clapped for ourselves. It was the funnest morning I ever saw. And that is not all, 'cause lunch and recess kept on being fun too. On account of when 4 friends are in happy moods together, life is a joy, I tell you. After recess, I hurried back to room 1, 'cause I couldn't wait to see what happy assignments we would do next. I skipped in the room and looked at the board. And then, boom! I came to a screechy stop. On account of the board had 2 terrible words on it. It said, spelling test. And I forgot all about that stupid thing. That dumb test was supposed to be last Friday, and then it got put off till today. And so how was I even supposed to remember that last night? Because I was worried about my note, of course. My legs felt weakish and limpish. Very slow, I dragged my feet back to my seat. The desks were back to normal again. Herb was already sitting down. He turned around and looked at me. "What's wrong, Junie B?" he asked. "Don't you feel good?" I laid my head on my desk. "I forgot to study my spelling words last night," I said. "And now I'm going to be in trouble with Mother and Daddy again." I didn't whine. "This is the whole dumb problem with school," I said. "One minute, you're all joyful and happy. And the next minute, the joy gets flushed right out of you." Herb tried to make me feel better. "Don't worry. Most of the words are easy this week," he said. He paused for a second. "Sort of." I did another whine, 'cause sort of does not mean really. In the front of the room, Mr. Scary was passing out paper. "Is everybody ready for their spelling test this week?" he said. He winked. "Since you had 4 extra nights to study, I'm sure everyone will get a perfect grade, right?" My stomach turned into a nutball at that comment. Pretty soon the test began. Mr. Scary pronounced the first spelling word, and he used it in a sentence. "Fox," he said. "The fox is running through the woods. Fox." I perked up a little bit, 'cause I know how to spell fox, of course. I printed it very neat on my paper. Fox. "The next word is box," said Mr. Scary. "I keep all my toys in a box. Box." I sat up even perkier. Because, box is just as easy as fox. Box. Mr. Scary smiled. "The next word is wood," he said. "I would like all of you to do well on this test. Would." Just then I stopped perking, 'cause sometimes I get mixed up on that one. I wrote down some letters. Wood. Then I crossed them out. On account of that was the wrong kind of wood, I believe. I tried again. Wood. I shook my head. That didn't look right either. Finally, I covered my face and I did a groan. "Shh," said May. Herb started to turn around to see what was the matter. Then he quick stopped himself, 'cause no turning around during a test, of course. I looked at what I wrote some more. Then I strained my brain to try and remember how to spell it. Only nothing came to me. Finally, I did another groan. And that's when a miracle happened. My friend Herbert came to my rescue. First, he shifted a teensy bit in his chair. Then he moved his test paper to where I could see it. And he pointed to the word with his finger. My mouth came open at that lovely gesture. 'Cause I didn't even ask him to do that. Herb just gave that word to me. Like a gift. I stretched my neck to see it better. And yay! As soon as I saw the word, my imagination got sparked, and I remembered the letter L perfectly good. I quick wrote it down on my paper. Would. And was just in time. Mr. Scary was already on the next word. Peek, he said. I saw you peek. Peek. Just then, I sat in my seat very still, and I did a gulp, 'cause I really thought he saw me peek. That's why. Only good news, I was wrong. On account of, he didn't see me peek. He didn't. And besides, what I did this time wasn't even bad, probably, because Herb shared that word with me, just like we shared words for our poem. Finally, I did a little sigh, and I wrote peek on my paper. After that, I took the rest of the spelling test very perfect, and I put what happened right out of my brain. Sort of.